You can go ahead. At the end of the session, we'll provide them the trial link where they can experience the product. Is it okay, anyway?
That's great.
Yeah, okay.
So you are going to share the agenda at the beginning, and then we start the training?
Yeah, at the beginning, Madhuka will
I will briefly explain the purpose of the today's training. Then I will hand over to you and you can continue.
Okay, cool.
I'll start to admit everyone to the meeting room, right? Is it okay?
Okay. That's a lot of people.
අපි තව විනාඩි 5ක් විතර බලමුනේ 3ක් විතර වගේ කට්ටිය අනික කට්ටිය ජොයින් වෙනවා. Dok, අපිට start කරන්න පුළුවන් දැන් නේ. Shall we start?
Okay, we have now around 70 people. So good afternoon, everyone. So good morning to our UK partners who are joining with us all the way from UK. And first of all, I would like to explain the objective of this today training. So the objective is to give you a comprehensive explanation and experience about our new web development tool called CubKIT. So before moving to our training, I will briefly explain what is the CubKIT web builder is. So, other ඇත්තටම අපි මේ training එක ඔයාලට arrange කරේ අපේ අලුත්ම product එක CubKIT web build එක ගැන explain කරන්න. ඒතර CubKIT web build එක කියන්නේ ඔයාලට easily ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ website එකක් එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයාලගේ මොන හරි business එකක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒක online ගෙනියන්න ඔයාලගේ online store එකක් විදිහට develop කරන්න උවමනාවක් තියෙනවා නම් එහෙමත් නැත්නම් ඔයාලට පුළුවන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට extra income එකක් ගන්න ඔයාලට outside කට්ටියගේ website develop කරන්න. එතකොට මේ web build එක ගොඩක් easy web build එකක් ඔයාලට templates තියෙනවා ඒ වගේම drag and drop විදිහට ඔයාලට web එකක් build කරන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට website එකට අමතරව free SSL certificate එකක් ඔයාලට ලැබෙනවා. ඒ වගේම unlimited hosting space එකක් හම්බ වෙනවා unlimited bandwidth එකත් එක්ක. එතකොට ඔයාලගේ easily ඔයාලගේ business එකක් එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයාලට extra income එකක් ගන්න ඔයාලට තව third party එකකට website එකක් build කරලා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒත් එක්කම අපි මේ product එක employee sales portal එකෙත් enable කරනවා. ඔයාලට පුළුවන් ඔයාලට sale කරලා එකෙන් benefit එකක් ගන්න. ඒත් එක්කම අපි briefly ඔය ටික තමයි අපේ product එක ගැන කියන්න තියෙන්නේ. more details අපි ඔයාලට මේ product එක training එක අතරදී කියනවා. So all set then Nelly you can start from your end.
Yeah. One thing Madhuka I want to mention අපි මේ session එකේ අන්තිමට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට දවස් 14ක trial version එකක් දෙනවා. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ උගන්වන ටික experience කරලා බලන්න පුළුවන් ඒ platform එකේම. එතකොට මේ ඊට පස්සේ ඕනනම් ඒක upgrade කරගන්න පුළුවන් paid version එකක් විදියට. මේකේ තියෙන වාසිය තමයි මේ market එකේ තියෙන competitive pricing තියෙන්නේ. සාමාන්‍ය web builder web එකක් develop කරගන්න ලක්ෂයකට වඩා මුදලක් යන හොඳ එකක් build කරගන්න මේක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මාසික රුපියල් 5000කට අඩු මුදලකට develop කරගන්න පුළුවන් සහ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ advantage එක අරගෙන ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ customers ලට මේක විකුණන්න පුළුවන් value addition එකක් විදිහට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට web design එක කරලා දීලා. අපි බලමු දැන් මේක කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා. over to you.
Nelly, you can start.
I'm sorry, I couldn't unmute myself. All right, so I will be showing you how to use the site builder and the store plugin, and Joe Louis will be showing you how to use the bookings blog and customers plugins. So we will go in that order. I'm going to start with the site builder. Here you have what we call the pre-boarding flow. It consists of 3 screens, 3 windows that you have to go through to finally land into your site builder. This pre-boarding flow was introduced because we were seeing a lot of customers who would access the site builder and they would be lost, having no idea how to design their website. So by giving them these 3 screens, getting some information from the type of business they are creating, we managed to reduce the number of people who were just leaving. We have around 83% people now staying in the site builder because of this. So the first step is to choose a category. So the type of business that you are creating. We have different categories here on this drop down. If you find that we are lacking in some way, you can let us know. We can add them later on. This is just a set of images and some text that we can add to the site. So when you land on it, if you choose like a coffee shop, for example, you will have pictures of a coffee shop and you will have text relevant to the kind of business that you are creating. So it is more likely that you end up liking your website at first sight. So I will choose one category here. You can always skip it if you don't want to do it. You will end up with default text and default images. Now I can add the name of my company. This will be added at the top of your website on the top left-hand side. Again, this can be changed later, or you can skip it if you don't want to fill it in. I will continue. And then you can choose a set of colors here. We have more colors inside the site builder. We just found out that people felt overwhelmed if we were showing all of the options that we had here. So we reduced that to the most used styles here. So if I choose this one, I can change it later. It will come with a set of fonts and colors. Again, this can be changed later independently. So I will choose this one and I will click on continue. And then I will get to choose the type of layout that I want for my homepage. This can be changed later again, but just so you choose one that relates to the kind of vibe that you want to transmit with your website. I will choose just the first one. Here you can see it on a mobile device. 1 second, here. So here is how it will look. If you are happy with it, you can just create your website with that. And then that will land you into the site builder. Let me check. Just 1 second. Let me reload because my internet connection has been a bit bad today. Yeah. Sorry, I was changing my internet connection. I'm fine. Okay, so now I have landed into the site builder. I'm going to mention the buttons that we have here at the top bar. We have the menu. Here is where you can find the standalone plugins that we offer, such as the store, blog, appointments or bookings, and customers. You also have the backstage of your website, the settings, where you can, I will show this later on at the end. We have the option to add content. You can add sections of content, like blocks of content already with a specific layout, or you can add individual pieces of content, individual widgets. So you could add an image or text and just place it wherever you want. Just drag it and drop it. You have the design tab where you can change the style of your website. If you click on change style, it will take you to this page. And here is where you can see all the different styles that we have. So these are already, these are sets of fonts and colors that you can look here on your website, how they will look like so. So if I want to change it, I would just click on another one. You can think of this as Instagram filters that you can add on your website. Let's choose this one. And it will get applied automatically. So now I can see the shape of my font, of my buttons changed and my font changed. But I really don't like this font, even though I like the color. So I can just click on customize and change. I could change the colors. We have some presets here that you can choose from, or you can use your custom font colors. I'm sorry. So a dark color, a light color, and 2 different colors that you can use on your website. And you can change the fonts. So fonts are really difficult to pair. Thank God we have presets. So now you can choose a preset here. Let's see, I like this one. These are Google fonts. If you want to choose, if you like the heading, but you don't like the paragraph font, you can change it independently here in custom. You can choose from this list of fonts. When you're done, you just click on done and go back to the site builder. You can change the style as many times as you want. If you end up not liking this color or this one, you can change it later. And you have the page 3 here. Here is where you come to add pages to your website. By default, you will have one page, the home page, because you always need to have at least one page on your site. But you can create more pages here later on. So we have also the preview button. This will show you a preview of your website without having to publish it. So this preview is only visible to you. But once you click, I will show you the different devices. Like so. Once you publish your website, it will be visible for everyone. So if I click on publish now, and then publish, then now my website is visible to whoever wants to visit it. Every time you make a change, you need to publish the website. There you go. Now it's visible through this URL. So if I go back to my site builder, I can start making changes to it. Now, now that we're going to start making changes to the site, I must tell you, sites are comprised of a header, the content area, and the footer. So the header is at the top, the content area is everything in the middle, in between the header and the footer. You cannot add drag and drop widgets into the header or the footer. You can just drag and drop inside the content area, so in the middle area. If you want to change the style of your header, you can do it. So you have here at the side, you can see when I hover over the section, I can see some icons appear here. So I have appearance and I have layout. If I click on layout, I can change the layout of my header. We have different options here. I think we have everything that we've been asked to cover by these ones. But if you find there's a header that you would like us to add, you can let us know and we will add it. So let's say I'm going to choose a simple one, like with this at the top, with the company name at the top, and then the navigation menu below it. This is the one I like. Maybe I don't like the color and I want to make it a gray color. You can also add an image to the background if you have a pattern, for example. I'm going to leave it in white at the moment. But I'm going to change this for my logo because I have a logo for my website. So I click on logo. I can upload my logo. So I am uploading from my computer. So I think I have one here. So I'm uploading it now. It is a good practice for it to be a PNG with a transparent background, because if you want to change the color background, you can do it and it will not interfere with your logo. So you can change the size like so. Or if you decide you don't want to use your logo, you can go back to using the company name. You just choose it here. I'm clicking on save, and that's it. That's how I change the layout for my header. And I also have the option to change the layout. Oh, I clicked on the wrong button. I can change the layout for my footer. I usually like bigger footers, so maybe this one. And there you go. Now you have the company name. This one has a text widget and has social icons. If you have your socials, your social URLs, you can add them here. So I do have some here. You can see as soon as you add them, the icons start showing. So you can add LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, and many more. And you have the alignment options. So all the widgets are very easy to use. You just click on them and you are able to change them like so. So this is a text widget. You just change the text. This is the social icons. You just add the social icons and that's it. All right, so we have in the middle the content area. Now, I could add content. This is default content. If I want to edit the content, I can click on it and edit it. If I end up not liking this content area, this section, I mean, you just click here on the bin icon and you bin it. So I am going to delete this and that's it. Now I want to add some text and images here. So I'm clicking on add content here. You can do it here, or you can come here and click on add content. If you click on add content, it will just highlight the areas where you can add a section of content. If you don't want to do it like that, you can just hover and you click here. And it's the same thing. So now you can see the different categories that we have here on the left. So we have image and text, which is what I wanted to add. You have different options. We found out that customers were having trouble creating an appealing layout for their websites. So that's why we created these content sections. It's easier for them to just choose one and change the images and the text than dragging and dropping. They can still do that if they want to, but they also have this option. We have heroes. Heroes are usually placed at the top of the website, and they are meant to call the attention of the viewer. So they always use big images. We have simply text, images, galleries, and slideshows for your website. We have forms, contact pages. Everything you would want to add to a contact page is already here in a layout. Then we have promotionals, your social widgets, page titles to add at the top of your page. If you want to add video and audio, we use YouTube and SoundCloud. Testimonials, logos, pricing, food menu, files if you want to upload files so that your site visitors can download them. You can add this. Embed, if you want to, it's not needed to know how to code, but if you know how to code and you want to add code to your website, you can use this widget and you just type your code inside. So you have also the store widgets, blog widgets, and bookings widgets. I will start by adding image and text because image and text are the most used widgets. So I need to show you this. We have here the image widget. If you click on it, you can add a new image, choose from recent, or edit this image. So I will add a new image. Let's say I don't want to upload it from my website. I want to use Pexels. Pexels offers images that are licensed to use on your website. You have unlimited images here. So if I click, for example, pottery, it should show me a lot of search results covering this topic. So let's say I want to use this one. I will choose it. And then it will be added to my website. And that's it. I have my new image on my site. If I wanted to choose from my recent images, I could also do that. I could also change it from here. You have the stock images, which is Pexels, which I just showed you, or you can upload from your computer. There is a 10 megabyte limitation for images, so just be aware of that. All right, so another option is to edit the image, which opens the image editor. It is like here. I apologize, it is not configured correctly. I already reported this to the QA team. They will remove the watermark today, so don't worry about it. So yeah, we have filters here at the side that you can choose for your image. For example, this one, you can adjust the size, adjust the lightness of the image. You can add focus to it, like a radial focus here on the hand, for example. You can add text on top of your image or add an overlay to it. And then you click on done when you're happy with your changes, or you close it and the changes will not be saved. It is important to know that we will not modify your original image. You will always have access to it choose from recent. Whenever you use the image editor, you are creating a new image. So if you end up not liking how you edited your image, you can go back to the other one by going to the recent ones. Other options that you have for your images is adding links to them. So you can add links to a page on your site, an external page, or an email address. So for an email address, it means that when someone clicks on an image, it will open the email application on their computer to send you an email. You can add a shape around your image, like a circle or an arch, something like that. You can also change the aspect of your image, making it square, landscape, or portrait. I'm going back to the original, and you can change the size as well. So 50%, for example, and the alignment. You also have SEO attributes that you can add here. So you have the alternative attribute. This is what the computer will read out to you if you, for example, are blind, you cannot see, so you have your computer reading the content of a page. Instead of showing the image, it will read out whatever you type here. Title tag, the title will appear below the image, and the description will appear below that. Like so. So I click and save, and that's it. And for the text widget, again, you just have to type whatever you want, and that's it. That's how you edit the text widget. And of course, you have these styling options that that all the text editors offer here at the top, the alignment and such. And you also have the option to add tables. So if I want to add, for example, this table with 3 rows and 2 columns, I create the table and I can add my content here inside of the table, like so. Let's say that I want to make more changes to this, like changing the appearance. I can change the background, for example. You can see that when I change from light to dark background, the text changes. So now the text is light, but now here it is dark. So there is no risk of losing your content because it's the same color as your background. You can also add a gradient to your background. Let's change to this. So I'm going to choose a gradient that comes from the top. And you can see it's a slight darker color here at the top. And you can also add shape dividers. The shape dividers are added at the bottom. So let's choose this one. And let's see it here. So now it looks very nice following this section. And also animation. So animations means that when this section comes into view, when someone is scrolling, when they reach this section, the content in this section will fade in or will slide into the section from the bottom to the top. So it is almost an imperceptible animation. It's very smooth, but it's very nice to have sometimes on your website. From layout options, you can change the height of your section. Sometimes you prefer to have a lot of white space above your section and below, or you can change the width. So if it's small, you can see the space here increases. or you can change it to maximum, and then there's no space on the sides. And this is very recent. We added a section link. So this will copy, by clicking on this button, you are copying a link to this specific section. So if you send this link to someone, they will not, they will not be looking at this. They will start looking at this when they access the link. Yeah, so now I need to show you, I'm going to delete this one. For example, this one. This hero at the top, it has an image as the background. I can replace that image for my own. So if I upload a new image from my computer, let me choose this one. So I'm uploading this image and it will replace the background of the whole section. Like so. It is very nice, but my pot is barely visible. So maybe I would like to make it more visible. 1 second. Okay. So if I go to appearance, I have overlay. This is a layer of color that is placed above your image. If you increase the opacity, it is barely perceptible, the image. You can change the color, maybe like so, or a custom color. You can choose a color here to add it on top of your image, like so. I shouldn't have done that. Now you are not able to see the next step. So focal point. Focal point means where the image is going to be cut off. I want to show a bit more of the bottom of my image. So I click here, I move down. Now you can see the bottom, which is what I wanted. And then I click on done. We also have scroll effects. So the parallax effect, the zoom effect, and the fixed effect. So if you have the parallax effect and you go to preview, these effects can be looked at in preview. So you don't need to, it's almost imperceptible, but you kind of look like the image, like the cup is moving up, like so. And you can look at these effects in preview mode. You don't need to publish your site to look at them. You also have another effect, which is zoom. The image kind of zooms in as soon as you start scrolling. And then the fixed effect is the image is just placed in the background and it looks like it stays there and it's the rest of the content that is moving. I'm gonna leave it like that. And again, you have shape dividers and animations and the same options here. Change the layout. I'm going to click here. So maybe I want this to the side, maybe a little bit up like that. I'll leave it like that. Now, if I want to use widgets individually, I can just drag them and drop them. So I take some text, drag it and drop it. Maybe I want an image by its side, so I drag it and place it by its side. I'm going to use something recent, like so. And you can keep on doing that. You can keep adding widgets to your section. You can create up to 4 columns of widgets like this. Wait 1 second. Like that. So on mobile devices, you will first see the first block of text, then the second block, then the image, and at the bottom, you will see the button. Okay, I will show you the most used widgets. We probably won't see them all because it's just clicking on them and configuring it. I will just mention them. You have the image widget, which we just saw. The text widget heading is exactly the same as the text widget, but it already has a heading style applied to it, so it's a little bit larger. The buttons, you just click on the button and you configure a link. The gallery, I'm going to show you the gallery. So you can add images to your gallery. I am going to choose from my recent images. So you just select them. I want, no, not this one, these images on my gallery. So I click on add images and I have the images here. Maybe I want this to be shown first. So I click on it, drag it and drop it like that. You can add links to your images. So if you want, when someone clicks on this image, to be taken to an external page, a page on your website, an email address, or for the phone to call to this phone number that you add here, you can do that. It's very easy to configure. So we have a title that will appear on top of your image when you hover over your image, and you have a description also will appear when you click on your image if you don't have any links set on. You can add more images if you want to, or if you decide you don't like this one, you can just remove it and you are left with these images here. So you click on done. You can choose how many columns you want. Let's say I want 3. And if you want a shape around your images, you choose it like that. So this is what I have right now. Again, if you want to edit this again, you can just click on it and click on manage images and go back to add or remove images. I will add another widget, which is the slideshow. That's also one of the most used widgets that we have. It is very similar to the gallery, but you don't get to see all the images at the same time. You first you see them as a slideshow, as a presentation. You first see the first one and the second one, and you can also add links to them. These are the same settings. Again, you can just drag and drop. And here you have a fade effect. The images will fade into the next one. The duration of each slide is 3 seconds, and the speed at which it changes is 1000 milliseconds. You can show the image title if you want to. They will appear here at the bottom in the description. You can crop the image if you want to expand and occupy the whole width and height of the widget. You can show the buttons here at the bottom. You can allow to pause, show bullets, or allow it to loop. And that is it. Here you have your bullets. And you can test it in preview mode. More widgets is the Call Me button. This is just a button that looks like a phone. It looks like a text widget on a computer, but when you look it from your phone, it looks like a button. So if you click on it, you will call the owner of the website. So if I type my number here, by clicking on this button, people will be calling to me, to my phone. Let's see. And then we have the map widget. This is Google Maps. So you can add your address here, zoom in, and change the height of the widget. I'm removing content because I always end up with really large sites when I really like large pages whenever I do a training. So there you go. I'm trying to be clean. Okay, divider, it's just a line to divide content. you can change the space above the line and below the line and the width of the line to occupy a percentage of the whole width of the site. Spacer is just a block of space that you can add if you want to separate some content. You can add spacing between those pieces of content. You have a contact form, an email form, and a custom form. The contact form is, I'm showing you because it's very used, this widget. So you just have the email field and the message field. So you have here the option to add your forename, your email address. It is very, sorry, it's very easy to configure this one. So similar to this one, I didn't fill in anything. Similar to this one, we have the email form. It's just one field where you can add your, for example, if you want to your site visitors to leave their emails, so you can collect their emails. That way you get a database that you can use to send them newsletters or whatever you want to send them. Custom forms, it is exactly the same as this one that we already saw, but it has the option to get custom fields. So if I go all the way down, I can add a custom field. So let's say I want them to choose a fruit. So I want them to choose from a checkbox, for example. So orange and apple. So I add it. So now you have it here. You can add up to 9 fields. So if you want to add another custom field, you come here, you can select in between single line field, which would be for a name, for example. Multi-line would be for longer messages, radio button, checkbox, or drop down. And that is it. Let's go back to widgets. You have the Dropbox widget. You upload a file into Dropbox, and then you add this button onto your website and link it to your Dropbox file. So that means whoever comes to your website can download your file from Dropbox. We also have another button where you can upload a PDF file. We have a limitation of 10 megabytes. So if your file is larger than that, maybe you can use the Dropbox option. You have YouTube, where you can place a video on your website. You just copy the code from YouTube and paste it inside this field. And that's how you do it. The embed widget, again, is for adding code to your website. It's just a div that will contain your code. So, for example, I have a bit of code here. So you can bring open source widgets from other places into your website very easily. We have SoundCloud is for people who want to showcase their music or sell their album. They can use SoundCloud for that. And we have a Twitter widget, which shows the last tweets that you have tweeted from your Twitter account. Well, it's not Twitter anymore, it's X. Then you have Facebook. It's the Facebook like button if you want people to like your page. Tweet is a button that you can place, so people click on it and they will be tweeting about this page, a link to this page. And then the social bar is what we saw at the bottom of the site with all the links to your socials. And then finally, we have the blog widgets and the store, but we haven't seen that, so we will leave that for when we see that. Okay, I need to show you now how to create pages on your website. We saw that when you first create a website, you have one page. You can create more pages if you want to. By clicking here, you can either create a page a folder or a link. So if you want, for example, to add a link to Google on your navigation menu, you would select this. You will type here Google, for example, and you can type here the URL. I am going to be creating a new page, the Contact Us page. And I'll click on Done. And it should be added automatically to my navigation menu. I created two. 1 second. And then I can create a folder named Locations, for example. So locations, maybe I can put some pages inside locations named, let me change the name of this one to Bristol, for example. There are more options that I can change here. So I change the name here now. So whenever someone clicks on my locations folder, they will see this page. And maybe if I want them to see this page inside the folder as well. So now I just drag it and drop it inside. And now the Contact Us page is inside that folder, or I can take it out. I will take it out. So the navigation menu should update automatically whenever you make these changes. If you want to add more pages, you can do that here. Let's say I want to put it inside the locations folder. And then that is done. I will be taken automatically to the new page that I have created, and I can start adding content here. So I would just choose a piece of content and add it, and that's it. Now going to each page settings. Each page have these settings that you can change. This is the title in the navigation menu. Title in browser appear here in the tab at the top. Page URL here, it will appear here in the address. You can set it offline if you want to hide this page. You can move it inside a folder, add some keywords separated by a comma to help the SEO, add a description, hide it from the navigation, or make this the home page. So when people go to my domain name, this is the first page that they will see. There are pages who can be deleted. You cannot delete index pages or home pages. Index pages are the pages that are created automatically when you create a folder. You can change the name, of course, but you cannot delete them because we need to make sure there's always one page inside a folder and there is always one page on the side. You also have options to clone current pages, so you will be cloning the whole content. You can just change the name of the page, and you can edit the page scripts, so you can change the head scripts or the body scripts. You also have the option to change the whole site site scripts, so you can change the head scripts for the whole site. This is very useful when you want to add meta tags or a Google Analytics script. The code that Google Analytics gives you can be pasted in the head scripts here. So you just save and publish, and it will be used by Google. That's it. I can show you how to create, for example, a new language. My website is in English because my account was in English. I can add a new language that I speak. For example, we have a very big list of languages here. So I'm going to add Spanish from Mexico. I can choose the pages that I want to add. Like I just want the homepage and the contact page. I don't need the rest one. If I want to add them, I can add them later. So I have my new pages in my new language. I click on next, and then what I will be doing is I will be adding a language bar at the top of my site, so my site visitors can now visit either my English website or my Spanish website. So if I want to edit my Spanish pages, I have to go to the pages menu. Here, here click here and choose the language that I want to edit. I've chosen Spanish. So now I'm on my Spanish side. I can change this to Spanish manually. And here you have the bar at the top where you can choose them. I'm just going to show the flags where you can change the language. And that is it. I am going to go to the backstage of the website, the settings. And I have these options here. I'm going to start by website status. You have the option to set your whole website offline. That means no one will be able to access the site. You have the option to choose your preferred domain. I only have the default subdomain that we assign to sites here because I have not assigned a domain name yet to my website. I can do that from here, domain mapping. Once I map a domain name to my website, I can choose my preferred domain name here and take everyone who uses this to my domain name by enabling this. I have profile. Here you can see I added my logo before. If you want to remove it, you can remove it from here. You can add a business name, the company description, and your contact details. So if you don't want to be clicking on the widgets and editing the settings individually, you can just come here and fill everything up. And for example, the maps widget will use whatever you add here. So if I fill in this information, my map will use this address that I've given it here. The phone button will use this phone number, and so on. It's just for people who enjoy more filling in forms like myself than actually going to the site and clicking on the widgets. You can do it from here. Domain mapping. So if you own a domain name and you want to map it to your website, you need to click here and you will get the instructions about how to change your DNS settings so it points to your website. Once you have followed these instructions, you will be able to type here your domain name and test the mapping. Test mapping will check that you have added this IP and this CNAME. If you have added them correctly, this button will become active and you will be able to click on it and map the domain name to your site. You can map as many domain names as you want to your site. There's no limitation. You have the fav icon option. You can add a fav icon to your website. Fav icon is this small icon that appears here at the top. It has to be an icon file, and you can find several. If you just Google fav icon generator, there are hundreds of websites where you can generate your fav icon. SEO and optimization. Here is to add SEO for your whole website. I showed you that you can add keywords and a description for individual pages, but if you don't want to do that, if you want to add keywords and description for the whole website, you can do it from here. And you can also choose the language for your website. You can disable image compression. By default, the images are compressed by an 80% when you upload them to the website. If you want to disable that, it's imperceptible, but either way, if you want to disable it, you can do it from here. And now we have the debug mode. It hardly ever happens, but if you have one customer who just found some sketchy code online and just added it to the website and broke the website, you can still come here, enable the debug mode, and this will disable whatever code the customer added to the site. So it will give them access to everything, and they can go in and delete the code that broke the site. So we accept HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and nothing else. So if it may happen that someone finds some PHP online or jQuery, and they added it to the website, and that broke the website. So this is how you fix it. We have redirects. This is if you want to create a redirect from an old page that no longer exists on the website. It has to be a deleted page. So, for example, old page to the contact us page, and you can make it 301 or 302, and you just create it, and you can create as many as you wish. There you go. Reset, this will reset your site. You will lose everything that you have added into your content area. All the widgets that you have dragged and dropped and all the sections that will be lost. You will not lose whatever you have added into the store or the appointments or customers. That information will be kept. Then you have security. I'm not sure if we are, I think we are issuing SSL certificates for you. So as soon as a domain name is mapped to the site, we will attempt to issue an SSL certificate. Once the certificate has been issued for the site, you can enable this. And that means the customer will now be able to type HTTPS plus the domain name to access to the website. So the website will be secure. And then we have the policy pages. These policy pages, when you enable them, for example, the privacy policy, you will get a privacy policy link at the footer of your website. So if you click on that, you will be able to read your privacy policy. You can type your policy here. So you just fill in everything and enable it and save it, and then the link will appear on the footer. For the cookie policy, however, you can, it's the same thing, but it adds a banner at the bottom of your website. So when site visitors come to your website, they will have to click on the accept button to accept cookies. If they do not accept cookies, third-party widgets will not load. So third-party widgets would be YouTube videos, SoundCloud widgets will not load. The Google Maps map will not load. So if you ever come across this type of issue, it's just because you didn't accept the cookies. Legal policy, again, it's the same. It will just add a link to your legal policy in the footer of the website, and the same with accessibility policy. And that would be all for the website. I would need to show you the store now. The footer is shared with all the pages of your website. You will have the same footer on all the pages of your website. So the links to the privacy policies that will appear here will appear on every page. All right, so I will show you the store now. I'm clicking on menu and I'm clicking on store. So now this is the store onboarding. It is supposed to be easy to allow customers to start selling as soon as possible. So let's start by adding a store name. So I already have my store name here because I already added my company name before. I already have my email address, my currency. I can change it here, and my weight units. I save and continue. And that's the first step done. Now I need to add a product. So there are just 4 things needed to start selling. Just 4 things. It's the title, the description, an image. I don't have product images here. 1 second. This one. So I like this one. You can add as many images as you'd like to the same product. Maybe you have different perspectives showing the same product. So you can keep on adding them by clicking here on this icon. Only one image is needed, but if you want to add more, you feel free to do so. You just have to make sure this is the featured image. And so this image will appear when you are looking at the list with all your products. This is the first image that will appear. And finally, we'll be adding a price, like so. Those are the only 4 things needed. Of course, you have more options. I will show them to you when we finish the onboarding. Now you add a shipping option. So at a destination country, let's say I'm shipping to Spain. I'm sorry, I didn't show you the drop down. There is a drop down. You can type here the country, United Kingdom, for example, and then click next. So I'm creating a shipping method for people in the United Kingdom. I can create a shipping method for people in Spain and from whichever country I want to. So there are 3 options. The shipping price is fixed. So let's say you charge the same thing. It doesn't matter how much the people buy from you. And it doesn't really, so you just, let's change it. Let's make it cheap. So I will charge €1. I will deliver in 5 days and the courier will be UPS. There are other options. Of course, you can set the shipping price depending on the total order weight. So if someone orders more than, for example, 5 kilograms, you will charge more and so on. So this is an option. Another option is shipping is free if the order price is high enough. So you can say if you order more than €100, the shipping is free. So you could also choose this one. I'm going to add it. I can add another one. I can add as many as I want and let the site visitors, my buyers, choose the rate they want to pay. So I am going to save and continue. Add a way to get paid. So now you have bank transfer and pay on collection. I understand that we will be adding pay here in the coming weeks. The developers are already working on that, but at the moment you have bank transfer and pay on collection. So I would like to add bank transfer. So here's where you add, for example, your card details. Like, please make the payment to. I don't have credentials here or anything, so I'll just type that. I'll save. So if I wanted to add also pay on collection, I could do it. You can add all of the payment methods if you want to. So that's it. I can activate my store now because I have this product now. I can also add discount codes if I wanted to offer discount codes to my site visitors. So let's say I want to add one called May 10, and it will be a percentage. So maybe I will be discounting 25%. So now anyone who uses this code will be offered this discount. Again, I have my product. I don't have any orders because no one has ordered anything from me, but I can go back to my website and publish it. We are going to do this because I want to order something from myself. We have other payment options. You will need to ask Gabby or your account manager, which I think is Danielle. She can enable PayPal or Stripe for you, depending on the package. So, okay, I'm going to the store. You can see here my product. and clicking on it, I will add it to my basket. I can view the basket, and here is my product. I'm going to add one more, and I will proceed to checkout. So I have this information here. I have the terms and conditions. If I want to read them, I will continue. And now I need to add my details. So let's say this and go to payment. Oh, and I have a discount code, May 10. So it's been applied. Because I only have bank transfer, it is only offering me bank transfer. If I had more, I would be able here to choose my payment gateway. I will agree to all of this and confirm. So once this is done, I, as a buyer, I will see this. I am able to print it, but I will also have received an email with all this information. I can see here the payment instructions for making the bank transfer. And so I need to go to the bank and make the bank transfer. Going back to the site builder, I, as the site owner, I would have received an email telling me that someone has purchased something from me. So I can come here to my site builder and I can see in orders, I have a new order. So if I click on it, I can see this person has used a discount code, the total, how many of these he has purchased. I can see the customer details, well, everything that they have chosen during the checkout. So now I can check my bank account, and if I receive the payment, I just click on paid, and that is me marking this order as paid. So now I can mark it as in progress, for example, when I'm in the process of putting everything inside a box, on taking it to the post office. So I could mark it as in progress. So now when I have sent my order to the customer, I can mark it as shipped. When I mark it as shipped, this means that it's shipped now. I cannot change it. I cannot change it because the buyer by now has received an email letting them know that I have shipped it. So I can't change it. And if I go back to orders, I can see this one is shipped. Under analytics, I would be able to see top unit sales. This base is selling very well. And you can see the orders here, how many times this code has been used. Under product import, if I already own a small business, maybe I already have a file containing all my products, all my product information. You have here on how to import, you have instructions of how to import your products if you already have them on a spreadsheet. And it gives you an example in case you want to follow that example, and then you just upload your products. We recommend that you upload, there's no limitation on the number of products that you can add, but we recommend that you add them in batches of 100. So 100 products, then another 100, and so on. So I have here my products. The only thing that you can't do is select the feature image when you upload your products like that. So I'm going to set it as a feature image. And then if I go back to products, I can see my image here. These all have images. Like, for example, if I go back to my website and I go to the newly generated pages, because when you access the store, you get a new set of pages. Here you see it. You have the product list page. So product list will show all my pages, all my products, I'm sorry. Here you have them. Maybe I want to change the image dimensions and make them all square. Like so. That looks better. So you can still see the images even if there is no feature image selected. as you can see. Oh, sorry. When you access the store for the first time, there will be a new link in the navigation menu for the store. You don't need to add it manually. And you get this set of pages. So it's the product list page with all the products, terms and conditions page, single product page, which will show you the last product that you added, and the basket summary page. So you can add widgets to this page as well, or style them however you'd like. Going back to the store, and I wanted to show you more options for your products. So let's go back to my original product. So there are more options here. For example, adding a category. Let's say I want to put it in this category. I want to add some tags, because if people want to search by category or tags, I want them to find this product. So paste, enter, white, enter, geometric, enter. So there you can add as many tags as you'd like. Just don't surpass the 255 bits limitation. It's very difficult for you to surpass that limitation. It's very high. Okay, so now I can set the weight for my product. For example, if I'm charging the shipping based on weight, I may want to set a weight for all my products. So let's say this is 1 kilogram. You can also choose to track inventory for this product. And you can also add product options. So let's say that you are offering this based in different sizes. So size will be the option name. Small, medium, and large. You can add up to 36 variants. So if you also want to add, for example, one for color, you can add white, gray, and none. So this is 6 options. These are not 5 because it's 2 times 3. I will get 6 options. So here you go. So now if I go to preview, I should be able to see 2 drop-down menus where I can choose the option, for example, here, a medium in color gray. So I am leaving this because I have not added stock to it. So if I click here on edit, I can say maybe I have 45 of these, I have 12 of these, and you can keep on adding here the stock. You can change the weight depending on the size, for example. You can change the price also depending on the variant, or you can just hide it. If you don't have it at the moment, but you expect to have more in the future, you don't need to delete it. You just hide it, and then you just click on done. And that's it. This is a permalink to your product in case you want to send it directly to your customers. If you want to receive notifications when you have less than 5 of each option, you just set it here. So if you get less than 5, you will receive an email letting you know that you are running out and that you may want to restock. And yeah, that's it for this. I will go to store settings. So these are some of the things that we have already seen. If you want to change your units here, for example, you can change it. You can change the email, the payment. If you forgot to add a payment gateway, you can come back here and add it. The checkout, it allows you to enable this option. So customers can add messages to orders. This means during the checkout process, the customers, the buyers, will be prompted with a field where they can add comments to the owner of the store. Email, footer, text. the email that the buyer receives with the orders, with the order that they placed, you can add content to it. You can add this, and it will be added at the bottom of that email. So again, you can here you can choose if you want to show the terms and conditions page, if you want to ask for marketing consent, and the wording that you want to use for that. You can say it in here. For shipping, we saw this already. You can add more if you want to. Then tax, you can enable tax. I'm going to show products prices with tax. So let's say I want to add 20% tax, and I can save it. But let's say I'm offering products that have a 10% tag, like food. So 10, I can add different rates, and then I will have to go product by product and selecting the type of rate that I want to charge them. This is the default one that will be added. But if you want to change it for a specific product, you will be prompted with a drop-down menu where you can select the one you want. This is how you want to show your products, newest first, or maybe alphabetically or by price. You can use custom SKUs. It's very important for large companies with very similar products to have SKUs. Then we also have CSUV export and Facebook sync. This is in case you want to start selling on Facebook and Instagram. You can download here your store. You can use this to add your store to your feed to Facebook. You have the instructions here on how to do it. And then open for business. You can set your store online or offline if you want to hide it. Going back quickly to the website. Here I wanted to show you the widgets for the store. So you have the product list. It's a list with all your products. You can add it to whichever page you like. You already have them when you click on store, but if you want to add them to other page, you can do that. Feature products. This will show you the products that are using the same tag. So let's say ceramic. I have a lot of products using that tag, so that will show me all the products here. So for example, if you're having a sale, maybe just add the sale tag to the products that you want to put on sale, and that way you can add them to the homepage, for example. Another widget from the store is the categories. So you saw I created different categories for my products. You can select one of them here. And that's it. I am passing back to Joe Luis. You want to continue with the other plugins?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Nelly. So let me just log in and fire up my instance of the editor, and I'll take over the screen sharing. Right, okay, so hopefully I can share my screen. Okay, there we go. Desktop 1 on the side. Do you guys see everything okay and hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you clearly. So we can see your screen.
Amazing, great. Okay, so I'll be taking you guys through appointments, blog, and our customers modules. So, and then, yeah, if you have any questions, just stop and ask me. So firstly, for appointments, so we'll go into our menu, and then I'll click into our appointments module. So appointments was created for small business owners to give them a tool so that they can take appointments and create events for the services that they offer. Now, this is a bit different to the website editor. So we've got our complete onboarding flow here. So the first step of the onboarding flow is to connect your calendar. So if we click through here, we can see that we offer a variety of different calendars from Microsoft products, Apple and Google. So I'm going to click through to Google and link my Google account, choose my Google account. Now you'll notice that there's something called Chronify here, which you need to give permissions to. Now that just allows the appointments module to create, edit and delete events into your Google Calendar. So that everything is all synced up nicely between this and your Google Calendar. So the next is where you're going to enter your business information. So the mandatory field here, the business name. Now this won't necessarily take the business name from the store module. So you might have to input this again, or if you have a different business for the service that you offer, then you can type it here. Below that is the logo. So again, there's a 10 megabyte limitation here. I'll just go and find my logo. Now, it's worth noting that the logo will appear on a light gray background at the checkout. So it's nice to have something that will stand out from the light gray background. Below that, we have the contact information. So this is the email address in which you want to receive all correspondence from your bookings. So I'm going to enter my email address. Phone number is optional. If your business operates from a physical location, you can enable this and then enter all your address information here. I'm going to leave mine as an online business, so I'm going to disable that. And below is where we're going to set our business hours. So we're going to create time slots in which we want to allow customers to book our appointments. So let's say I'm open Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So here we can obviously choose our hours, 9 to 5 standard, but let's say we want to have a break between 1 and 2 o'clock. So to do this, we will click the add button, and then on the first range here, we're going to select 1 o'clock. We can type it in, and then on the second range, we're going to start it here. So that means between 1 and 2, no customer can book any of our appointments. So that is our free time there. Because that's how you create a little time break in your day. And then scrolling down, we have our time zone and currency options. Now there's a variety of time zone and currencies here. So you can select those as they apply to your business. If you charge tax, you can enable it here and then give the rate. I'm going to be kind and disable it. And then at the bottom, we have our marketing consent, which is really handy for businesses to send out correspondence. And then you can type in some custom text here if you want something different than what's already shown here. I'm going to leave that as it is and save, and then carry on to the next step of onboarding. So this will be your payment methods. So the payment methods in which you want to receive payments from your customers. Only offline payments is enabled here. So I'm going to enable that and then put a little bit of information here. Just some guidance for the customers to know where to send the money. So this will appear at checkout and then will also appear in the confirmation email sent to customers to give them a reminder. So that's our payment setup. If you would like to deliver your services via video calls, then you can connect them through this step. Now, it's worth noting if you've already connected your Google Calendar in the first step, then Google Meet will be selected here as default. You won't have to do anything. The Google Meet links will be generated automatically. However, if you would like to choose another different provider, then we can have Zoom, Teams, or GoToMeeting here. And then you can click this set up video calls and then go through the login process for each of those. So I'm going to skip this because we've already got our Google Meets. And now the fun bit. So this is where we're going to add our first service. So this is our service page. Now you can see at the top, we have 2 different service types, an appointment and an event. So an appointment is going to be allowing customers to book time slots within your available business hours, what we selected in the business details section. And then an event could be a one-off event or a recurring event that doesn't necessarily have to occur within your business hours. So for this stage, we're going to click an appointment and then fill in our service details so that you see our service details is mandatory. So I'm going to type in our yoga for relaxation. And then below that, a short description just describing and summarizing the class, who will be leading it, there's any prerequisite information. There's no limit to the text that you can add here. Below that, we can add our image. And as always a 10 megabyte limit for the image. And below that, we can set the duration of our class. On the left drop down, we have our hours. And then on the right drop down, we have our minutes. So I'm going to keep mine as 30 minutes. Below that, we have a customer information document. So this just gives you the opportunity to attach a PDF file to the confirmation email that will be sent to customers after they book your service, giving them any extra information about the class. So I've got a little PDF here about the yoga and the program and a bit of background reading for them. And that's downloadable for the customer as well. And then if you want to delete that, you can delete it here and then upload something different. Below is service delivery. So here's how you're going to choose to deliver your service. You can see there's 3 options. We have online. Now, as we've connected Google Meet, as I said before, the Google Meet meeting link will be generated automatically if you choose this option. If your business operates from a physical location, we have missed this in the business details, so we're not going to choose this. But if it did, then it will inherit the address that you put in the business details section. And lastly, we have other. So if you have another idea of how you want to deliver your service, you can type in here any instructions that will be sent to the customer in the confirmation email. I'm going to leave mine as online and using Google Meets. And then below we have our service status. So this active, once this is enabled, the service will appear on your services page on your website. And then as soon as you disable this, it will temporarily suspend that service so that it's no longer bookable. So I'll leave that enabled. Then below we have public or unlisted. If you choose unlisted, a link will be generated so that once you save the service, you can copy and then paste and share that link with a certain group of people. Maybe there's a Facebook page related to your business. You can post it there, and then only people who click that link can book that service. So that's what unlisted means. I'm going to leave mine public, which just means that that's available to book to anyone who accesses my website and goes to my services page. Below we have our payment. So if you want to take payment from the customers, then you could type in your price here. I'm going to be very kind and leave it as free. Below that, we have our booking information box. This can be any prerequisite information, any reminders. So for my class, I'm going to say, please bring water and a mat. And then this will be sent in the reminder email. Just letting the customer know exactly what they need to bring. Again, this is optional, so you don't need to fill this. And if you don't feel like there's need. And lastly, at the bottom, we have our scheduling. So we can require our customers to book in advance by enabling this, and then we can select a time range here. So I'm going to leave mine as 24 hours. So that just means that you need to book the service 24 hours before. And then underneath this, we have our buffer time. So buffer time just gives yourself some time in between appointments so that you can get ready for the next class or the next service that you're going to be offering to your customers. So I'm going to set mine to 20 minutes and save that. And then we're going to continue with the onboarding, publish the site, and then we're going to go to the live site, and then I'll show you exactly how the services page looks on the live site. And then we'll go through the checkout process for it. This usually doesn't take too long at all. A pretty small website. So we load our site, we go to our services page, And you can see here the appointment that we created with our image, our service name, description, the time and the price. So if we click into book, you'll be shown the calendar and then all the different time slots that are available here. So I'm going to select a time slot, and then I'm going to click through the checkout process, making sure to click the terms and conditions button, making sure that this information is correct, and then book. So from here, we can return to the site. So that's checkout for the appointment. So if we go back into the appointments module, I'm going to show you, and we've timed out a little bit. Sorry for that. Let me just load this again. Okay. Appointments. You can see here the appointment that we created just now, but instead of doing this, I'm going to show you how to add the other type of service that I mentioned before. So here we're going to click add service, event, and then type in the service name, which is, again, it is mandatory. We use the same sort of description, image, and then what's different here is that you can set the capacity. So you can use these incremental buttons here, or you can just type in using the keypad a number. Okay, so everything else is the same as the appointment, so I won't go through these again. The service status, payment. What is different, you'll notice, is the event dates here. So once we click event date, we're given the required for services. Sorry about that. So the event date. So this is where we're gonna say what dates we want our event to take place on. So if we click add here, we're given this little screen here where we can add our event dates. So let's say I want an event to happen every Monday for a month. Let's say I'm going to offer my yoga class every Monday for a month. I'm going to come in here into the repeat and go weekly. So we want to appear every week. And then every 1 week on the Monday, we want to offer this service. And then after 4 occurrences, so after 4 weeks, after 4 Mondays, then the service will stop. And then at the bottom, we can select our start and end times. So once I click add, you'll see at the bottom here that the 4 event dates have been generated. And then you can click into each one of these. And then if there is a different capacity for whatever from the information above, you can come in here and adjust the capacity. Same with the booking information as well. So we're going to save that. And that is adding our event. So I'll go back to the live site and then show you how the event checkout process looks. So if we go into our services, now we can see our event appearing nicely. And as soon as I click book, you'll see instead of a calendar, we're showing these time slots here. And then we can see the spaces that are remaining. Click through here. And again, we just put in some information here, making sure the mandatory fields are clicked. Book now, and then it's easy as that. We've booked an event. So if we go back into appointments and then choose our calendar, and it's timed out again, 2 seconds. Apologies for that. And then we go back into appointments and our calendar. You can see the checkouts that we've done. You can see our 3 events here. So this is our schedule view. At the top right, you can toggle this to a weekly view. So we can have there, you can see our events. So events are always going to be in green and appointments always in purple. Now, I much prefer the schedule layout here. I think it's a lot more neat, a lot neater. We can toggle month here. What I'm going to show you now is how we can manage and edit our appointments in case we want to reschedule, we want to edit any customer information. So for the appointment, for example, we can click into here and we're showing our information about this booking. We can edit the appointment. Say if the customer has given us an updated phone number, we can come in here and update the phone number, the email address, and click save. And then that will update. We can also reschedule a booking for whatever reason. We can't meet the time that they initially booked for. We can come in here, select a different day, a different time, and then as soon as we click reschedule, a confirmation email will be sent to that user, letting them know of the updated time. And finally, if for whatever reason we need to cancel the appointment, we can do so here. And then once we click the cancel booking, again, an email will be sent to the customer who booked, letting them know that their booking's been cancelled. I'm going to keep the booking here. So that's managing our appointments. I'm going to come down here into settings. Now, this mirrors everything that we did in the onboarding. So if you want to come in here and change your business name or your contact address, update your business hours, you can do so. Your payment method, you can add more, disconnect. If you want to change your calendar, you can do so from here. And now booking form status, this is a handy one, just in case for whatever reason you need to take off all services that you offer, you're taking a week off, you're going on holiday, then you can come in here, click offline and save, and that will, from immediate effect, the services page on your site will be taken offline. And then lastly, we have our video calls. If you want to change your video call provider, you can do so in here. And that is appointments in a nutshell. If you guys got any questions, if not, I will move on to the blog. Okay. So this is our blog module. So you'll notice here, posts. Now it's important to note that posts are ordered chronologically. So this first post will always, as you make more posts, this blog post will go towards the bottom of the page, because the first blog post that you created will appear last, and then the most recent blog post that you created will appear first. You'll see here that we have the title, our status, modified and published dates. Modified just means when you've gone in and edited the blog post, but not published. And then published obviously means that when you've completed all the information in your blog post and then made it available online by publishing. So let's create a blog post. So go into this big red circle plus button here. We click into here. We have our post title. So this post title is going to be what the user clicks on the post list layout page to access the full blog post. Underneath here, we have our post box. We can type in unlimited characters here. And obviously we have all the normal text formatting tools available here. Bold, we can add some color. We can even highlight some text and add a link if we want to. Below that, we have our image. Now we can upload one image per blog post. And again, it's going to be 10 megabyte limitation here. As soon as you upload, you have some controls here. If you want to crop for whatever reason, circle, rotate. I'm going to leave the earth as it is and upload that. So if you want to change that image for whatever reason, we can click in the three dots, remove or change. Now on the right, you can see our category. Now this is really handy if you want to group related posts together. So I'm going to add a new category and say planets. Let's say I've got a blog all about the different planets. We'll click here and then we've added that to the planets category. Below that, we have tags, very similar to what Nelly showed you in the store about the product tags. Again, we have a 255 byte limit here. So I'm just going to put in some tags. Earth. And then once this blog post is loaded on the live page, customers can, or site owners, site visitors can click onto the tags, and then they will be shown other blog posts with the same tags. So it's really handy to sort of create some relationships between your blog posts. And lastly, we have our post summary. So this is going to appear under the title on the post list layout page, and yeah, has a 254 character limit there. And finally, we have our permalinks. So you can copy and paste this image and share it on your socials, letting people know that you have a new blog post on your site. Now, if we go up to the top, we can preview this blog post. So this is how it's going to appear on your live site with the image, our title, our description in the post box, and then the category and tags underneath. And then on the top right here, you can see that we can publish or save as the draft. If you save as a draft, obviously it won't be available to site visitors. Maybe you're still working on it, on the content. I'm happy with what I've put, so I'm going to publish. So I need to publish my site first. So we'll go and do that. We'll publish, and then we'll come back to it. So let's move on to WordPress import. So WordPress import allows you to upload an XML file that's generated from WordPress. So usually in WordPress, you'll have an option to export all content or export entries only. It's very important that customers use the export entries only option, because then the right XML format is generated. It's also really important that the customers use the WordPress website, not the WordPress app. And then you can see here how the blog posts have been imported from that file. And we can then come into each one of these and then edit them as we see fit. So below the WordPress import, we have our setup. So this is our blog settings. We can take our blog online or offline. We can change the title. So this is how it will appear in your navigation bar. This is what the users will click on to access your blog. We have the summary. So this is how it will appear in your search listing and search engine listings under the URL. We can specify how many posts per page are shown on the post list layout page. I won't keep mine as 5. And lastly, here we can enable Google accelerated mobile pages. This will allow your blog posts to load faster on mobile devices, but with a caveat that it might not have the same design as the rest of your website. So I'm going to save that. Click online, save that. We're going to come into the site just to show you how the blog post pages will work from the pages and folders menu. So if we click in here, you can see that now we have our blog layout folder. If we click this post list layout page, you can see here that posts will appear here. If we go and publish one of these quickly, I'll show you this quickly. I need to publish my site really quick. And then we can go back and publish the blog post, and then we can see exactly how it's shown on the post list layout. So if we go blog, now we can publish our thing here. Let's publish another one just so that we can see exactly how it looks on our post list layout page. So we come into here and then click post list layout. We'll see how our blogs are previewed. So you can see here the 2 that I've published. You can see our little image, our blog title, and then our little summary that we put here. And then in this control, you can either have post summary or you can see the full post. I'm going to keep mine as the post summary. So that's a post list layout page. Next, we have the single post layout. So that's going to be exactly how the full post is displayed on the site. And then to this page, you can add some widgets if you so please. Quite often people will use this discuss platform here so that site visitors can comment and talk about your blog post. But it's important to notice, say I add a button, for example, if I put this button on here, that button will show on every single blog post. So yeah, any widgets that you add to this single post layout page will be shown on all blog posts. Okay, so that's everything to do with the blog. If there's no questions, I'll move on to our customers. Okay, so let's move on to our customers module. This is it. You can see here in the top left, we have our activities. So this is going to show if any customer has gone onto your store and bought a product from you, if they've gone onto your appointments and they've made a booking with you, and if you have a contact form on your website, that's collecting some data about a newsletter or something like that, all that information that's been submitted will be aggregated here, will be collected here. And then in activities, you can see each individual store purchase, for example. So maybe this Jalen here, say he's had one store purchase. If he creates another store purchase with us, you'll see another row in this view here. The most useful part of this is our contacts. So this is going to aggregate all our contacts together. So no matter how many times Jalen has made a booking with us through our store, bought a product for us, then it will see, it will aggregate all the total spend here. We can click into our contacts and we can edit their information. We can see exactly how much money they've spent with us. We can update their address. We can update their email. Perhaps he wants to change his email here. We can click save and update that. We can search here using this search. So the search bar is going to look in the name and the email fields. So I'm going to search for myself here because I know I've got one record here. And then coming across to the right, we have filters. So we can filter by a certain date here, start and end. We can search whether by marketing consent, if they've clicked yes or no at the checkout. And on the bottom, we have our source. So as I was saying before, it will collect all data from the store and the bookings. So say if I just wanted bookings, I can click here, apply it. And then those filters have been applied. And then from those filters, the data that has been filtered from those this criteria here, we can export it as a CSV. And then it gives you a little brief summary here of that criteria. And then we can export the CSV. Easy. And if we want to delete the contact, we can come into the three dots and delete the contact. But yeah, it's a really, really handy module for our customers, the CMA, really straightforward to use. Yeah, and that's it for what I'll be delivering today, guys. Yeah, if you have any questions, shout me or Nelly. Yeah, thanks for your time.
Yeah, Joe and Nelly, thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can raise now, friends. You can unmute your microphone and ask. And same time, I have shared a link on chat where you can experience 14-day trial version, and you can experience it. We will share the recording as well. There is a question Joe from Ashik is asking whether can we send marketing mails to customers and provide options to customer who unsubscribe?
So I think marketing mails would have to be made from your email client. Is that correct, Nelly?
Yeah.
Can't necessarily send mails from here. But I think
the tool is for collecting a database with all your customers' information and who has accepted to receive marketing. So then you can use that on your own tools such as MailChimp to send your emails.
Yeah, that's a separate. You have to purchase separate module for that or the service for that.
Yeah.
The email marketing. Actually, from here you can export your customer data to there, right?
You can export your data and just use it in your external service, whichever is the one that you choose.
Yeah. And friends, you can see my screen එක. ඒකේ click කරාට පස්සේ order now කිව්වම දැන් ඔයාට පුළුවන් free trial එක ගන්න. ඒකේ options තුනක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාට පුළුවන් domain එකක් අපෙන්ම hosting hub එකෙන් purchase කරන්න. හරිද? එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ already purchase කරලා තියෙනවා නම් register transfer කරන්න. එහෙම නැත්නම් already purchase කරලා තියෙනවා register transfer නොකර අපිට point කරන්න. මෙන්න මේ තුන්වෙනි option එක ඔයාට ඇත්තටම domain එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ මේක test කරන්න. ඔයා මේ තුන්වෙනි option එක check කරා මේ click කළා. ඒකේ ඔයාට දාන්න පුළුවන් just whatever මේ domain එකක්. හරිද? ඒක තියෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. ඒක purchase වෙන්නේ නැහැ. use එක කියලා කිව්වහම එයා verify කළා. මේක දැන් 0 price තියෙන්නේ මොකද මේක ඇවිල්ලා trial version එකකින්ද මෙතන check out උනේ ගමන් ඔයා already customer කෙනෙක් නම් ඔයාට ඕනේ නැහැ මේකේ නැත්තම් ඉන්නේ මම දැන් log වෙලා ඉඳ පේන්නේ මේකේ නැත්තම් ඔයාට register වෙන්න ඕන ඔයාගේ details දාලා මේ screen එකේ තියෙන්නේ ඊට පස්සේ register වුණාට පස්සේ මේ මම ඉන්න දැන් screen එකේ ඉන්නේ ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාට පුළුවන් මෙතන add notes මේ terms and condition accept කරලා complete order කියලා කිව්වට පස්සේ මේකේ පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්නවා log වෙලා කලින් හිටිය එකින්ද මගේ සර්විස් වලට යන මේකයි මම log out වෙලා හිටියේ වගේට පස්සේ මේ මම පෙන්නන මගේ සර්විස් වල දැන් මෙතන ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාට පේනවා ඔයාගේ client area එකේ ඔයා ගත්ත ඔයාගත්ත මේ දැන් මම මේ ගැහුවේ domain මේ purchase එක පෙන්නනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ 14 day trial එක. ඊට පස්සේ 14 day trial එකේ ඔයාට පුළුවන් මෙතන down ගියාට පස්සේ තියෙනවා login to control panel
screen එක පේන්නේ නැහැ.
පේන්න නැතුව ගියා screen එක.
Can you stop sharing, Luis?
Yeah, there you go.
Share it again. දැන් පේන්නේ නැති නේද? මම කලින් කිව්ව කිසි දෙයක් පෙවුනේ නැද්ද?
නෑ දැන් පේනවා.
හරි. මම ආයි පෙන්න කියන්නම්. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලොන්ට ඇත්තටම මේකේ අලුත් මම දීපු link එකෙන් කෙලින්ම ඔයගොල්ලොන්ගේ land වෙන්නේ මෙන්න මෙතනට demo කියන තැනට. එතන ඔයගොල්ලොන්ට පේන දැන් පේනවද නේද මදුකා? ආයි පේන්නේ නැතුව
පේනවා.
හරි. ඒකේ තියෙනවා order now කියන තැන. order now කියලා click කරලා ඔයාට options තුනක් තියෙනවා. ඒකේ මේ අන්තිම option එක දැනට select කරන්න. මොකද ඔයාට domain එකක් purchase කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. මොකක්ද ඔයාට කැමති domain එකක් දෙන්න. deliverලා ඒකෙදි ඒක use කරලා ඔයාට මේ service එක ගන්න පුළුවන්. chat එකේ දාලා තියෙන මේ link එකෙන් click කරලා ඒක ගත්තට පස්සේ මම පෙන්නන්නම් මගේ මේ දාපු link එක දැන් මෙතනට එන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ order now first තුන්වෙනි option එක. මගේ දැන් ඊට පස්සේ පෙන්නන්නේ මේක configure කරන්න කියලා. continue කරාට පස්සේ යනවා checkout එකට. checkout එකේ 0 amount එකක් තියෙන මොකද free version එකක් හින්දා. ඊට පස්සේ මේක register වෙලා නැති හින්දා ඔයගොල්ලොන්ට register වෙන්න වෙනවා. දැන් මම already register කියන එකට යන්නම්. ගිහිල්ලා ඉවරලා මම login වෙන්නම්. මගේ මේ already register account එකක් තියෙන හින්දා. ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාලට පුළුවන් මේක complete order කියලා මෙතන accept කරලා terms and condition complete order කියලා දැම්මට පස්සේ මේක auto provision වෙනවා. දැන් ඔයාලට provision වෙලා client area එකේ තියෙනවා මේ order number එකත් එක්ක. ඊට පස්සේ continue client area කිව්වම මම දැන් අර testmail කියලා .com කියලා subscribe කරපු service එක තියෙනවා. ඒකට view ගියාට පස්සේ ඔයාලට පුළුවන් මෙතන තියෙනවා login to control panel කියලා. login to control panel එකේ ඊට පස්සේ දැන් අපි කරපු තැනට තමයි එන්නේ. එතකොට එතනින් ඉඳන් ඔයාලට මේ ට්‍රේනින් එකේ කරපු විදිහට වැඩේ කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්. මම හිතන්නේ අයිඩියා එකක් ආවා කියලා. මොන හරි තව ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් ඔයාලට mic එක open කරලා අහන්න පුළුවන්. If you have any questions you can raise now from the Joe and Nelly. If not, we can conclude the meeting. A recording will be shared by I think tomorrow we can share it. Okay.
So there are a few things which are in the
Yeah.
I'm familiar here.
Yeah, Pramila.
So I want to know about the calendar booking. So is there any way to get a Google sheet or something like that extra, like a to a Excel sheet or something like that, the details? Because as I see that they are getting an email notification for the appointments.
To customer, yeah.
Yeah. So we need to to get a database or a Excel sheet or something like that, spreadsheet model.
Number of customers already subscribed your appointments. Is that so?
No. When they are getting
You mean that you want to send them a link where they can input data from their email, clicking on that link. Is that so?
No. When they are doing a booking or reservation, the specific each and every customer, they will get a online email, like an email notification. So but to follow up, you need to have a proper Excel sheet or something like that, or like a chart or table that we can view the details of the customers and the time period. So like a back-end details. So is it available, or they don't have a database for that one?
So the way it'll work as a site owner who has the bookings, when a customer creates that booking and you've linked your Google Meet calendar, for example, every booking that's made will then automatically go and be created as an event on your Google Calendar. So you can see when you go to your Google Calendar or whatever calendar you've synced up with bookings, you can see all your appointments and your events like that. So not necessarily an Excel spreadsheet, but it will be synced to your Google Calendar. That's what we did in the first step of appointments, where we gave permissions. So yeah, I hope.
And also in the customers area, you can download a CSV file that contains all that information, and you can filter by bookings or store or forms, whatever you want to look at, and you just filter it. So if it's for bookings, you just filter by bookings, and you will get all the information from the people who has booked one of your services.
Pramila, you got the answer?
Yeah, I got the answer. Thank you.
Okay, Pramila. Is there any question?
And one more thing that the payment gateway thing, IPG. So
Yeah.
as you know that we don't have Stripes and PayPal in the country.
Mhm.
So is there any possibility that we can get a pay here or some sort of a
Yeah, we are going to integrate pay here, Pramila. It is on development stage at the moment. Within 4 weeks time, it will be available.
Okay, as I know that to get a pay here, so you need to have a private limited registration or
Not
something like that.
private limited, Pramila. Even sole owner is enough. You can go to that GA office and get a
Okay.
single own company registration. That's enough.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's all. We can conclude. Madhuka, over to you. Thank you, Nelly and Joe.
Thank you, guys.
For having us.
Yes, thank you, Nelly and Joe, for the comprehensive demonstration that you have done during the couple of hours. And we hope our team will get more insights regarding this new product. And thank you for the great training.
Yeah.
And have a wonderful
One
day.
thing, guys, we have another session for that marketing.
Yes.
For marketers, that will be scheduled on next week. So definitely, I think you can get all the Marcom related product, the materials and the knowledge about the how to pitch this product. Then definitely, I believe you all will join there as well. අපිට හොඳ product එකක් ඇවිල්ලා තිනවා. ඉතින් අපි මේක විකුණමු. Right. Thank you very much, Joe and Nelly and the people who are joining today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, thank you.
Bye,
Have a good day.
everyone.